Coming up next on TV5 News, Snoozerboro residents speak out on the issue of land usage by Clarion University. Mark Despotakis has the story, plus new concerns over chemicals found at a tire dump. Details coming up.
Will the cold weather continue for the weekend? Well, Kristen Stanton will have the forecast, and Clarion University's women's tennis team takes to the court. Martise McCree will have the details on this and other sports next, as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
This is TV5 News, bringing coverage closer to home.
Parking problems will be a concern on the Clarion University campus, and signs of improvement are not in the near future. Good evening, I'm Christy Desort.
And I'm Brian Cook. Mark Despotakis is here with a look at tonight's top story. Mark?
Thanks, Brian. Well, last night there was a special Borough Council meeting, and that Borough Council meeting turned out to be a hot site for debate about Clarion University's plan to buy some lots for more parking. It's tonight's top story. With those words, Clarion Borough Council President Ron Wilshire finished a meeting that lasted over 2 hours. The meeting was held to discuss Clarion University's request for a conditional use variance for lots along Greenville Avenue and Corbett Street.
We stand ready to work with the borough and the citizens in the area in any way possible.
The plan as outlined by Reinhardt will come about in 2 phases. The first phase would add 100 spots for on-campus students, and Phase 2 would provide parking for visitors and events. Borough residents who live by the proposed parking areas came to the meeting with concerns about security, drainage, and traffic and student flow.
The university keeps purchasing lots. You're going to drive the homeowner, taxpayer, out of the city. I don't want to go. I want to live in Clarion. So therefore, I'm not in favor of the variance. Thank you.
And then these people get a letter saying, well, we're going to propose this and we're going to do that. Why wasn't the neighborhood informed before any of this was even drawn up or even talked about? Why didn't they talk to these neighbors before any of this ever started to take place?
Following the public portion of the meeting, Council discussed 2 motions by Councilman Jim Crooks to proceed with the university project. Neither received a second and thus did not proceed. After further discussion, it was decided that Council President Wilshire and Councilmember William Miller would abstain due to their employment by Clarion University.
I'm disqualifying myself from taking a vote on this because I, earlier this summer, attempted to purchase one of these pieces of property. If I vote against it or now, they decide not to buy it, and the real estate agent comes back to me and says, this property is available, do you want to buy it? You know, is there anyone left to second?
After further discussion, other members of council expressed their concern that they are not comfortable voting on the issue at this time, and that this meeting was adjourned, and the issue will be discussed at another time. As yet, we have no information on the date or time of that next meeting, but we will certainly let you know when it happens and cover that for you. Live in the newsroom, I'm Mark Despotakis. Back to you, Christy.
Thanks, Mark. On September 2nd, Farmington Township supervisors agreed to ask the Department of Environmental Protection to look into improving the quality of water discharge at County Landfill Incorporated. Clarion News reports that the landfill treatment plan shows land filters that are included in the landfill. This summer, Farmington supervisors contacted the U.S. Filter who built the landfill, but U.S. Filter had not responded. This site of the tire fire in Paint Township may contain hazardous chemicals. We first brought you the tire fire story last May. The Clarion News reports that a metal drum found at the site is labeled nitric acid. Other containers may also hold more dangerous chemicals. Cleanup will begin after an estimate on the job is received. Clarion County man is in custody tonight on charges of sexual abuse of children. Samuel Labriere was arrested by the Pennsylvania State Police Computer Crime Investigation Unit following an undercover internet investigation. Police seized a computer system they say was used to transmit child pornography over the internet. According to investigators, a search of the computer hard drive found more than 2,000 images and movies of children under the age of 18 engaged in sexually deviant acts. Labriere was arraigned today before District Justice Anthony Lapinto and is being held in the Clarion County Jail in lieu of $10,000 bail. We will update you on the story tomorrow.
Unhappy students at Clarion Limestone took the issue of dress code to the school board meeting held on September 16th. A petition of 137 names of students who were upset with the inconsistency of the dress code was presented. The issue of inconsistencies in the written rules regarding the dress code was brought up at the meeting. School Board President Norma Knapp stated that the board would discuss the issues raised by the petition with the Superintendent Richard Slack to see if any action needs to be taken. 2 Katanning women were fatally killed yesterday when their car went out of control and struck each other head-on. Nancy Elaine Dice of Katanning and Jennifer Frusco, also of Katanning, were pronounced dead at the scene. Reports say that Frusco lost control of her car near West Hill School, crossed the center lane, and collided with the oncoming car driven by Dice. The accident is undergoing investigation.
A teacher shortage caused by an increase in enrollment exceeding that of teachers is the dilemma in the Franklin School District. According to the Oil City Derrick, there are talks of certifying college students who are just shy of receiving their teaching certificates. The other solution is to hire individuals who hold a Bachelor of Arts degree but are not certified to teach. A well-known industrial plant in the area will be shutting its doors soon. The Derrick is reporting that Allied Signal has confirmed the closing of the wax plant in Emlenton. 79 jobs will be lost as a result of the shutdown. Some of those employees will be transferred to other nearby plants. The plant is temporarily scheduled to close by the end of January. Spokesperson for Allied Signal, Tom Crane, blamed the shutdown on cost. He believes that it is unlikely that the facility will be bought.
A suburban Pittsburgh man is in jail today on charges that he bilked more than $3.5 million from senior citizens and their families over the last 20 years. 71-year-old Robert Rose of Bethel Park made friends with older people and lured them into investing thousands of dollars. According to County District Attorney Stephen Zappala, the families will never see the money they invested again. The state Supreme Court has denied for the 3rd time an appeal by a Shamokin man convicted of murdering a taxi driver. A Northumberland County jury found Christopher Haddock guilty of 2nd-degree murder in robbery of the death of 65-year-old Harry Latshaw. Haddock was accused of beating and stabbing Latshaw in West Cameron Township, stuffing his throat with plant material to suffocate him. Haddock was sentenced to life in prison without parole, but filed 3 separate appeals, all 3 of which were rejected by the Superior Court. The latest appeal claimed that Haddock's lawyer was ineffective.
Straight ahead on TV5 News, Kristen Stanton will be here to tell us how Hurricane Floyd is affecting the Clarion area.
But first, find out which local high school is taking the issue of teenage smoking into their own hands. It's all ahead as TV5 brings news coverage closer to home.
Help wanted. Immediate openings available for the most important jobs in America, helping the organizations that help children. Whatever you can do, in whatever time you have, you can make a difference. To learn how you can help in your community, reach us at this web address and number. We're fighting for the children. Whose side are you on?
You're getting so angry. That's enough! 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 I'm gonna give you something to scream about! Get over here! Get up!
I can't!
I'm talking to you! Get up!
I can't get up!
Stop crying! You're asking for it again!
For information about how you can help stop domestic violence, call us.
Get the keys. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
When you're small, the world can seem pretty big. But these kids are learning more about it every day. Because in his spare time, Harry Cooper teaches the children in his neighborhood how to use a computer. And every time he does, he puts the whole world in their hands. Couldn't you do something? No, it's not your money. It's you we want. Come on,
With 6-to-1 vote, the Clarion Borough Council approved changes to the Wilson Avenue near Clarion University. Wilson Avenue will now be a one-way street for 90 experimental days. Installed along the west side of the avenue from Payne Street to Corbett Street will be 52 parking meters. The borough was able to enact these changes for a 90-day period without a formal ordinance. An armed robbery in the York area Monday night seems similar to another heist the night before. A man wearing a hooded sweatshirt went into Pier 1 Import Store in West Manchester Township around 6 p.m. and told the clerk he had a gun. He showed workers a handgun in his waistband, then took money and ran. Customers were in the store at the time. No one was hurt. The description of the man was similar to that of the man who robbed the Ramada Inn on Sunday evening in Springersbury Township.
Sentencing has been postponed for a York man who pleaded guilty to third-degree murder. 25-year-old Joshua McAsby was charged in the death of a Potterstown man in York last year. McAsby's sentence would be cut in half if he cooperates with the district attorney's office in prosecuting other defendants in the case. Another man has already pleaded guilty to third-degree murder in Herter's death. Prosecutors want to bring charges against at least one other person. A trial is set for next month in Pittsburgh for two men who got 110 days in prison each for convictions in the destruction of mailboxes. Police say John Udis and Jason Caridi used a souvenir baseball bat to destroy 55 mailboxes this spring in Fox Chapel and O'Hara Township. According to the magistrate, the men had too much free time on their hands. He says most people who destroy mailboxes are never caught. A third man who was convicted, David Parker, is now appealing his conviction at the district justice level. Police arrested the trio in Sharpsburg.
The Montgomery County District Attorney's Office says it will seek the death penalty against Dennis Jakowski. Jakowski is accused of killing one of his former supervisors and wounding another at Norristown State Hospital in June. Jakowski's arraignment is scheduled for Thursday. The commissioners of Allegheny County are set to vote Thursday on a $350,000 plan for courthouse security. Pittsburgh-based corporation Advantacom plans to install metal detectors at courthouse entrances. Judges and prosecutors say the improvements are overdue at historic courthouses, but Commissioner Larry Dunn is concerned about scaring people away. He says the building is the public's courthouse.
In Erie, 4 health spas are looking to be closed down. Erie Zoning Office cited 4 businesses 2 years ago, saying that parlors must be at least 750 feet from a residential area, church, school, hospital, park, or playground. Owner Monica Abbott claims the spa is not a massage parlor. However, the city does not agree. What was meant to be a joyous occasion for a couple is now a time of concern for U.S. Senator Rick Santorum and his wife. The couple gave birth to Peter Kenneth Santorum on Friday afternoon in Virginia. The newest addition to the Santorum family underwent tests on Monday for unspecified medical complaints. The Santorums have 4 other children, 2 boys and 2 girls. In 1996, a 5th child died 2 hours after he was born. We'll keep you posted on the baby's condition.
Forecasters say a cold front is moving through Pennsylvania, maybe dumping more rain than we expected. TV5's own Christian Stanton will be here to tell us just how much rain we'll be expecting. All this and more straight ahead as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
Every week for the past 4 years, Stephanie has read stories to a room full of Savannah, Georgia preschoolers. Every week, the look on the children's faces is priceless. The love that Stephanie feels from every child has made her life a whole lot brighter. Even though Stephanie has never even seen their faces. To see how you can help in your community, call Points of Life Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids. Backseat, baby. The front seat's not the place to drop out. Don't want that big old bag to pop out. Backseat, baby. Put that booties in the backseat. Backseat, baby. Have action kids you never meet. I'm here to remind you, put them behind you. Backseat, baby. Wow, look at here. Backseat, baby. You stay alive even when I drive.
I'm sure some of you feel funny talking with your parents about things you hear in the schoolyard, things about sex, drugs, alcohol. But if you talk with your parents, maybe you won't feel as odd or be as confused or frightened. Watching TV as a family can help get these tough conversations started. You can talk about what you've seen and what you've heard. how it makes you feel. Your parents want to talk to you. Get things started today. Ask your parents to call for these free guides, Talking with Kids and TV as a Tool.
His father left home today.
I'll be there.
Forever.
Wait and see.
He'll be twice as likely to drop out of high school. 30% more likely to attempt suicide.
'Cause I love you.
Even if you don't live with your kids, your emotional and financial support gives them a better chance.
The best friend you ever had.
Clarion has been experiencing some cooler temperatures lately. Kristen Stanton is here to tell us just how long we can be expecting this chilly weather. Kristen?
Thanks. I'm Kristen Stanton, and let's take a look at the local weather here in Clarion. First, let's take a look down south where Hurricane Harvey has avoided the Florida coast and has gone further south like we had not expected. And it has avoided most of Florida, so down in the lower Keys are the only ones that have been affected for that. And so we should not be affected up here locally by those rains. And over here you can see Hurricane Gert, which has also moved up to the northeast, which will also be avoiding our coast, so we will not see any more precipitation from that. But here you can see the front that has moved through yesterday and last night. And you can see here, this is the front, the cold front, which has caused all the cold temperatures. And back here, there's a high pressure center, which should be giving us lots of sunny weather. So we'll take a look at the precipitation map now. Over here, you can see where we've been seeing all this precipitation, and down in Florida, where Hurricane Harvey has been. And you should see back here, this is where the precipitation will be cutting off for us. If we go to the local radar, you can see most all the precipitation has moved out of the area and will be gone, so we should all be happy and thankful about that. If we look at the highs for the country, you'll see that we are in this very cold region. So we're going to have cold temperatures today, but if you look behind, we see some warm temperatures which will be moving in to us tomorrow and within the next couple of days. You can also see the lows. We're going to be very low this evening, down maybe into the high 30s tonight, so make sure and bundle up, but progressively it will begin to get warmer as the highs in the day do also. If we could take a look now at the 5-day forecast. Wednesday, it'll be sunny, high of 65, low in the 40s. Thursday, sunny again, high of 68, low of 47. Friday, sunny once again, high of 70, low of 49. Saturday, partly cloudy, high 71, lows in the 50s. And Sunday, we should have a chance of showers, high 74, and lows in the 50s. Thank you, and now back to you, Christy and Brian.
Thanks, Kristen. Several members of Clarion University's administration took part in the first Technology Advancing a Continuous Community of Learners program. The program assists in helping educators prepare for the next millennium. A significant number of participants, both student and faculty, are predicted to serve with grant funds. Clarion University is one of the 6 Pennsylvania state system schools to receive state Link to Learn grants totaling $5.4 million. Clarion University has been awarded with the Eisenhower Post-Secondary Grant. According to the Clarion News, this grant, funded through the Pennsylvania Department of Education, will provide development reading instruction for elementary school teachers. This grant is a part of a statewide initiative to improve reading.
According to the Clarion News, the university has just received a grant from the Stackpole Hall Foundation of St. Mary's worth $25,000. The grant has been issued for the renovation of 2 buildings on campus. Renovation is taking place in both Founders Hall and Harvey Hall. The renovation is part of an $8 million Investigating in Futures capital campaign. Renovation of a 3 building and the establishments of substantial scholarship endowments are also included in the campaign. The 46th Annual Autumn Leaf Festival is less than 3 days away, and the excitement is building. Preparations are underway for the 8th-day festival to be held along Main Street. The festival kicks off Saturday, September 25th with the Autorama and concludes on Sunday, October 3rd. There will be food booths and games for the kids.
One of the premier events this year is Food Stock 99. The event is a 24-hour collection food drive to be held from Thursday, September 30th at 5 p.m. until Friday, October 1st at 5 p.m. along Main Street in Clarion. Anyone interested in bringing their donation before September 30th can do so at participating Clarion area businesses. All food items donated will go to Clarion County food banks and pantries.
Taking a look at national news, more than 1,700 people are dead after the strongest quake in Taiwan in more than 60 years jolted the island early Tuesday. According to investigators, the quake that registered 7.6 in magnitude is the second deadliest quake on the island this century. The quake destroyed a 12-story hotel in Taipei and more than 100 homes. More than 4,000 people have been hurt and almost 3,000 people are believed to be trapped in collapsed buildings and homes. We'll keep you updated as details unfold.
The latest action figure on the market is causing quite a commotion. Sears Roebuck & Company has halted sales of the doll after getting complaints that its clothes resembled those of the Trenchcoat Mafia from the Columbine shootings. The 12-inch doll is listed in a Sears holiday catalog. It's equipped with a ski mask head, trench coat, body armor, shotgun, and rifle. Sears officials say the doll was selected for the catalog long before the April 20th massacre. The company sold 15 figures before it was discontinued.
President Clinton's top disaster relief advisor is visiting New York and New Jersey to oversee flood relief efforts. James Lee Witt was dispatched to the flood zone to make sure relief from the Hurricane Floyd was being delivered in responsible, efficient, and adequate amounts. Witt is scheduled to report back to Clinton with what needs done. The president has issued disaster declarations in New York and New Jersey. Flooding has pushed thousands from their homes and left more than 1 million people without safe drinking water.
The Atlantic Ocean keeps brewing with more storms. Tropical storm Harvey is heading for the Florida Keys after dumping more than 10 inches of rain on parts of the state. Out in the Atlantic, Hurricane Gert is brushing by Bermuda, battering the coast with gusty winds and high waves.
The Golden Eagles women's tennis team is off to a swinging start. Martise McCree has the details straight ahead in our look at the world of sports. Stay with us as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
Programs like mentoring, job training, counseling, along with after-school activities are keeping kids away from crime and crime away from kids. Look around. You'll see that kids involved in these kinds of programs are kids who are staying out of trouble. It takes you and programs that work. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT and we'll send you a free booklet. Call now and help take a bite out of crime.
Where have all the children gone? Long time passing. Where have all the children gone? Long time ago. Where have all the children gone? Gone to graveyards one by one. Oh, when will we ever learn?
Here's my nephew Scruff, about to run into trouble again.
Hey, Bobo, where's your video game? In here. Well, look at this. Uh-oh, it's my dad's. You want to hold it? What'll I do?
If you get my new comic activity book, More Adventures with Scruff, you'll find out what you can do about bullies and guns. And you'll see lots of games.
Cool.
For your free copy of my new comic activity book, just write Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652, and help take a bite out of crime.
I want it, I want it.
It's my birthday! It's my birthday! Oh, it's so pretty! Oh, I told you! Don't be bringing that weak stuff in here! Yeah! Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
On Saturday, the Clarion Golden Eagles lost a tough one to the Shepherd Rams 7-0. Damian Bean, who rushed 120 yards on 29 carries, scored the winning touchdown with about 12 minutes left in the game. The Clarion Golden Eagles play Kutztown Saturday at 1 o'clock. The Golden Eagles women's tennis team is off to a good start. Earlier, we had the opportunity to talk to Coach Lori Sabatos. She shared some of her team expectations with us.
Academic goals and athletic goals, and obviously our athletic goals were to have a winning season, to do well at states, and hopefully qualify for nationals. Also, we wanted to just play to our best ability and give 100% in practice and matches. That's all I ask of the girls every time. And for academic goals, we want to go to class every day, study every day, maintain a 3.5 or better. That's our academic goals. This year's team is very unique. We have 7 freshmen, 6 of them all starting and 7 playing exhibition, and which is unbelievable, the maturity this team has. I just see great things for them in the future. Right now we are 2-3, and we're playing IUP today, and it looks real close. If we win, we'll be at 500, 3-3. We're playing tomorrow. We should win that. We should be 4-3, which is super, because last year we were 2-12. So I figured anything over 2 wins was a bonus, and we got 2 wins right off the bat, starting out 2-0. So, you know, we have to improve on our mental toughness, and some of us have to improve on our physical skills. You know, we have to handle losing a little bit better, but obviously you're only a true competitor if you can't, you know, fight every match.
The tennis team plays Shippensburg at Shippensburg this weekend. In professional sports, Pirates rookie Warren Morris didn't start last night. Morris, in a batting slump of 5 for 38, got a break against the Houston Astros. Morris is 3 for 6 with a home run against Shane Reynolds, who was the starting pitcher for Houston. Pirates manager Gene Lamont felt that it was more important to give Morris the night off, regardless of who was pitching. Morris entered the game in the 7th inning as a defensive replacement. He singled out his only bat. Also, the question that's been haunting the Pirates: could the strain of a long Major League season be getting to some of the rookies? Lamont isn't so sure. Even though the Major League season lasts longer than the minor league season, Lamont points out that Major Leaguers get more days off. So for the minor leaguers, the grind is more physically challenging. Slugger Mark McGwire hit his 59th home run of the season while breaking up John Lieber's perfect game. Lieber retired the first 20 hitters before McGwire's hit to center field gave the St. Louis Cardinals a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Cubs. McGwire is only 2 homers short behind the Major League leader, Sammy Sosa. Finishing next to last in passing last season, the Steelers are slowly but surely climbing up. What caused this major difference, or should I say who caused this major difference? Quarterback Cordell Stewart. Stewart has attempted 50 passes in 2 games, only 7 fewer than last year, but he's completed 33, a 66% success rate and 12.1 points better than his career percentage entering the season. Also in Steeler news, strong safety Lee Flowers hobbled through the locker room yesterday with a cast on his right ankle and a crutch under his arm. He suffered a high ankle sprain Sunday in Baltimore and could miss the next 2 to 4 weeks. Flowers says he'll roll with the punches and get back as soon as he can. His injury moves rookie number 2 draft choice Scott Shields into the starting lineup. The Steelers play their home opener Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks, who are 1-1 and who have only won once in Pittsburgh. In this week's TV5's high school game of the week, the Clarion Limestone Lions took on the Keystone Panthers. The Lions blocked 2 punts and Mike Reynolds had a 62-yard return. The Panthers were assessed 11 penalties, totaling 118 yards compared to Clarion Limestone's 4 penalties for 50 yards. Clarion Limestone defeated Keystone 27-20. That's it for sports. I'm Martise McCree. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks, Martise. Now here's Joy Strain with the latest talk in Tinseltown with the Entertainment Beat.
Semester for all the latest gossip in Hollywood. Party of 5 sweetheart Jennifer Love Hewitt and longtime beau MTV DJ Carson Daly have split up. According to People magazine, the actress-songstress has split from Daly after an 18-month bi-coastal relationship. The two have been courting from opposite ends of the states, Hewitt in LA and Daly in New York City. Earlier in September, Hewitt spoke with Detour magazine, and she said the long-distance relationship was tough, but it was good when they got to see each other. She also stated that they spoke to each other as much as 4 times a day. I'm sure neither Hewitt or Daly will stay single for long, like Hewitt's character on Party of 5, where rebounding romances were the order of the day. And rap star Puff Daddy was sentenced to a 1-day anger management course after he pled guilty to harassing a record executive. Manhattan Criminal Court Judge Martin Murphy sentenced Puff Daddy to the 1-day program after he pled guilty to a lesser charge of harassment. Puff Daddy was arrested in April having allegedly attacked Stephen Stout of Universal Records with a chair, a champagne bottle, and a telephone. Stout has decided not to press further charges. And finally, a 24-year-old fashion design major from Kentucky was crowned the last Miss America in the 1900s on Saturday. Miss Kentucky Heather Renee French has vowed to use her year-long reign to help homeless veterans, being a daughter of a disabled Vietnam veteran. She was crowned Miss America 2000 with a 24-karat gold tiara set with rubies, and she set up a glorified smile as she strode gracefully into a cloud of confetti Saturday night. That's all the talk in Tinseltown for this evening. For Entertainment Beat, I'm Joy Strain, TV5 News.
Thanks, Joy. And now for one final check on your Clarion area forecast, here's Kristen.
Thanks, Kristen. A student group at Pittsburgh Area High School has taken on the problem of smoke-filled bathrooms. The students from Keystone Oaks High School took over 2 bathrooms, cleaned them up, brought in furniture, and designated them as honors bathrooms, serving students from Greentree and other suburbs. A price of $25 is being charged to the use of bathrooms in order to keep them smoke-free. One parent, Donna Kelly, says the program sends the wrong message. She questions the logic of having a smoke-free bathroom when smoking is already illegal in the entire school.
And now it's time to go to Kristen for a look at that Clarion area forecast.
Forecast for tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday. Tonight will be down into the to the upper 30s, so it's going to be a very chilly evening. But tomorrow will be sunny and rebound into highs into the upper 60s, and once again sunny on Thursday with highs in the upper 60s. Thanks, and back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kristen. And that about wraps it up for this week's edition of TV5 News. Tune in again tomorrow at 8 as Christy Herman and Dave Marsh bring you the latest in local, state, and national news.
For Christy Desort, Mark Despotakis, Christian Scranton, and Martise McCree, and the entire TV News team, good night.